So you're a coach. You want to make a professional living as a career in the fitness industry. First, let's define what professional living is. In Vancouver, I think you kind of need $100,000 a year before tax to live a good life, be able to go on vacation, raise a family, have a house eventually, all that kind of things. Maybe that's a little extreme for a lot of cities, so let's even call it $70,000. There aren't that many fitness professionals who are making $70,000 a year. So that's our goal. Now, today we're going to talk about two different options to get there. You have option one, being paid by the hour, which is how most people are being paid today. And it is not great for long-term success. Here's what your life would look like. If you're getting paid, most coaches get paid $25 or $30 an hour. So let's even call it $30 an hour. If you're getting paid $30 an hour, for you to make $70,000, you need to be coaching 45 on-floor hours. 45 times 30 is $1,350 a week, times 52 weeks is $70,200. You can check my math if you want. If you're making $25 an hour, you would need to work 50 hours a week to make $65,000. And what does your life look like if you're making or working 45 on-floor hours? It's exhausting. It's not sustainable to spend that much time with people, and the energy that's required, you absolutely would burn out. And that's what's happening, is people are burning out in 2 or 3 years. In the 9 years I've been doing this, I've seen a ton of turnover in the industry for people who just can't make a living in that system. Then you have option two, percentage of revenue, aka the Mad Lab model. This is a slower path to get there. It's going to take you 2 or 3 years to build your book of clients. It took me 3 years. By the third year, 2.5 years, I made $60,000 here when I was pursuing it full time. Our top coach this year took home 105, and he was working about 30 hours a week. And it took him 5 years to get there, though. But it's more sustainable for the long term. So you do need to be patient, but you'll be able to have an actual career. And here's what it looks like. So percentage of revenue, depending on how the client comes in, I get either 40, 50, or 60%. So if it's somebody that came in off the website, off the street, I get 40%. If it's a referral, a client brings me a new client, or I find somebody out in the world, I get 50%. And if it's a specialty program, then I get 60%. So I'm running a teen strength camp this fall where I'll get 60%. So my average is around 50%. If I'm making 50% of revenue and my average client is paying $240 a month, which is around where we're at, then I get $120 a month off each client. If I have 50 clients, which is going to take you around 2-3 years to get, that ends up being $6,000 a month. 120 times 50 is $6,000. That is $72,000 a year. And again, our top coach this year had 75 clients, and it equaled to $105,000. So now let's look at how many hours I'm working for this. What we do is we share the class hours. So I coach 6 classes a week. All my clients do a varying degree of personal training, but the average is around 10 personal training sessions a year. So 50 times 10 personal training sessions is 500 hours. 500 divided by 52 weeks comes to 9.6. So that's 9.6 personal training hours a week. And then on top of that, between specialty programs and new personal training clients, it might be another 6 to 8 hours a week. So let's call that 8 even, let's call that 10, let's call that 6. 24 hours a week to make $72,000, 45 hours a week to make 70. Kind of a no-brainer. Check out the blog. There's more information there. And if you're more of somebody who learns from reading as opposed to my verbal diarrhea, it'll be better for you.